Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. It was Bring Your Child to Work Day in West Bloomfield Township yesterday, and all of West Bloomfield officials brought their little kiddos out to take a peek behind the curtain and see what goes on in our little community and how cool their parents' job really is. I stopped by to gather some clips and quotes from some of the township officials and some of the kids to hear what they're all taking away from this eventful day.
It's been a lot of fun. The kiddos get to see what we do in the day-to-day stuff. We went and saw the police department. They showed us a lot of things that they do, and went to the library, went to the Parks and Recs building. They pulled out a snake and what was the other thing, a millipede? And the kiddos got to see all that. Library, they did a craft. They were really excited to see the gun range and the police department. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
Oh, it's a blast. She gets to see everything that we do and all the people that we get to deal with as well. From police, library to Parks and Rec, town hall as well. It's very exciting. Shows her what opportunities that she could possibly have in the future. But yeah, work a regular day is fun, but just to see them enjoy what we do is awesome. Good way to give back.
What have been some of the coolest things you've seen today for Take Your Kid to Work Day?
I'm pretty sure it was going to the police station because I liked it there because, like, I want to be a police when I grow up. So seeing, like, all the tools and all the, like, different types of vehicles that they use really, like, inspire me to go there more when I grow up.
When I get to come here, I feel, like, appreciated, and I feel like I get a lot of attention, and I just don't feel like I'm alone, and I make a lot of new friends.
What do you think are some of the most important things that kids can take away from this experience and just seeing their parents' job firsthand?
Well, I think they can understand what the parents do to keep a roof over their head, and parents, they can see their parents have fun at work as well and interact with people they know. So I think it's good for them to get a whole view of what their parents do.
How important are events like these for West Bloomfield Township and townships similar to this?
I think they're really important just because I think it's the full transparency of the township to let residents know what we do in day to day is extremely important, and it's one of the things that if a kiddo comes and sees something that they like to do, maybe one day you might have your next township supervisor. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. You end up having kids having a great time, meeting new friends, and just camaraderie within employees and residents.
Everywhere you looked, there were smiles on everyone's faces for Bring Your Kid to Work Day. From the police department to the library to West Bloomfield Parks, it was amazing to see. I hope those kids got to see how cool their parents' job really is, and I hope it created a family experience that no one will ever forget. With summer quickly approaching, it means that it's almost time for one of the biggest annual events in all of Greater West Bloomfield, and that's the Oakland County Boat Club Fireworks Show. The Oakland County Boat Club has brought fireworks and festivities for the past 80 years, and this year's celebration will be taking place on Thursday, July 3rd at dusk. You can currently find a link and a form to donate to the Boat Club on the Sokigo Facebook page. You can see that form right now if you're watching on Civic Center TV, where you can help make sure this year's event goes off with a bang, literally, and ensure that this staple will continue to bring families together for many years to come. I attended last year's fireworks celebration. It was so much fun. Glad to see everybody out there enjoying the summer air and enjoying the fireworks show. Can't wait to see what it's going to bring this year as well. It's time to celebrate May's Laker of the Month. Congratulations to Leah Trozen, a GSRP teacher at West Bloomfield Preschool Academy. Nominated by Iris James, Leah embodies the district's values of compassion, collaboration, and care. She's known for building strong emotional connections with students, offering support and encouragement even beyond her own classroom, whether she's helping a child through a tough moment or lending a hand to somebody else. Here's a clip from the recent school board meeting of Dr. Nelson Hirsch highlighting Leah's incredible work.
Known for her warmth and proactive approach, she builds strong emotional connections with students, offering encouragement, support, and guidance regardless of whether they are in her class. From helping children navigate tough moments to celebrating their growth. Her strong sense of responsibility and teamwork shines daily, whether she's lending a hand in another classroom or just asking, what can I do to help?
Thank you.
Leah's dedication to both students and staff makes her a standout in the West Bloomfield community. Big congratulations to Leah, and thank you for everything that you do. Recently, families flowed into Marshbank Park for the first Kids Commotion concert of the season, complete with live music, superhero appearances, and endless family fun. I was there to capture the buzz as our community kicked off summer with entertainment, inflatables, and very special guests.
This was actually a surprise. We had just come to play on the playground and walk around the park and the water, and this was here, so it was an amazing surprise. It's awesome. Yeah, my 4-year-old is very happy. He's having a lot of fun.
It was a really nice day. I have an almost 2.5-year-old, so she's got lots of energy. This is a great way to just burn it off before bedtime. Oh, I think it's great. I think all parents know the before bedtime energy rush, and I think this is awesome. Then they go home, they crash, they get to have fun. You have fun while you're here with your kids. I love it.
What do you think about the music that's performed here?
Oh, I think it's great. They were all her favorite songs. All songs that we know, all songs that we dance to at home and play while we're playing and stuff, so she loved it.
I mean, you're looking everywhere. You're just seeing smiles, you're just seeing positivity and just appreciation for so many things here in Greater West Bloomfield, wouldn't you say?
That's the truth. That's the truth. These parks does a great job of entertaining people and bringing in fun for kids and adults. It is so much fun to watch these kids have their little mosh pit up here when they really get going. It's fun.
I see lots of smiles, lots of happy kids, lots of parents that look happy. There's even grandparents. I see a lot of families coming together and having fun.
How great is it for West Bloomfield Parks to be providing a lot of these opportunities for young families in West Bloomfield?
I think it's really great, and I think it's really great to bring awareness to the park, because honestly, before today, I've never been to this park. So we'll definitely come back to play on the park and walk the trails and stuff. It's a beautiful park.
Last question. What would you say is just the biggest thing everybody takes away from here once everything is said and done?
That's a good family event for all the children and the residents of West Bloomfield, and they should come out and enjoy it. If you have young kids, they love this stuff. So,
man, what a wonderful way to begin summer at Marshbank Park. Even Superman made an appearance. That's how you know it was so much fun. And remember, the next Kids Commotion concert is set for June 12th. For all the details, visit WB Parks online or follow their social media channels to find out more information. May is prom season, and a very special prom is going to be taking place tonight in Keego Harbor, but probably not for who you're thinking of, because this senior prom that's taking place is exactly that, for seniors. Magnolia by the Lakes in Kego Harbor is holding a very special senior prom tonight for all of their residents to enjoy. I recently spoke with Dr. Faraday Bagney, the CEO of Magnolia by the Lakes, to hear more. Dr. Faraday Bagney, the CEO of Magnolia by the Lakes. Dr. Bagney, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to be talking with you. Really interested to hear about this event that's coming up. I first found out about this senior prom when I was at Magnolia by the Lakes for your Easter celebration. What inspired the idea of organizing a senior prom for the residents at Magnolia by the Lakes?
Well, Magnolia by the Lakes, as you know, is a senior resort, and the month of May is the month that most students, college students, celebrate the prom, as well as there are weddings, graduations. It's a happy month of the year. And we decided that we also would do something for our residents so that in the autumn of their lives, they can have the best season of their life. And that was the impetus for establishing, and this is our first one, the Magnolia Prom. And
that sounds incredible. That's such a great feeling of positivity to be providing to all the seniors at Magnolia by the Lakes. How have the residents responded to the announcement of the prom? And has it brought up some emotions or memories?
They are ecstatic about it. They are dressing up, they are getting their makeup, they're getting their suits ready. It's a big deal. It's the biggest deal that we have at Magnolia, aside from Thanksgiving and Christmas, of course. And they are very excited, and we are very excited for them.
I can imagine so. I can't wait to see all the happy faces at this event. And if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Bagney, this event is not just exclusive to the seniors at Magnolia by the Lakes, but it's open to seniors that don't necessarily have to live at the residency. It's open to the entire community. Is that correct?
No, not really. We have invited the seniors, their loved ones, and a number of celebrities from the city of Kego Harbor, West Bloomfield, Sylvan Lake, etc., the police department, the fire department, to come and join us and celebrate. Also, the best part about it is that we have an arrangement with a number of high schools who have had their proms, and they will be coming here to escort our seniors during the event. And it's going to be a lot of fun, especially since they have already had their prom, so the ladies can dress up in their prom dresses, and the gentlemen students can actually put on their suits and come and escort the residents.
Oh, that sounds great. It's going to be a fun night for everybody. Now, I think you just teased a couple of the things that are going to be taking place at this prom event, but what are some of the special features or themes that might be planned for this event? Because prom usually has a theme for their dance.
Well, since Magnolia, we have a number of magnolia trees that are pink. Our theme is white, black, and pink. And so all the decorations, all the flowers are going to be white and pink. We also have the gentlemen and the ladies that are going to escort our residents. They're going to actually go, we have instructed the residents to stay in their townhomes, and the gentleman will go and knock on the door, and they will give them a corsage or a boutonniere, and they will escort them down the hall or down the elevator into the village square where the event is taking place. We have also hired a band named, let me give you the name, Marco Floyd Band from Detroit, that is going to be coming and playing live music for dancing, and the escort seniors and our residents will be dancing, and also our executive chefs. We have 2 executive chefs have prepared a very beautiful spread of different food. It's just amazing culinary they have created for them. And it's just going to be a fun night of dancing, of course, drinking, since they are at home here, but not the students, and having fun, just to remind them what it was life like when they were young, and that they can still enjoy the same scenario as seniors.
I mean, it sounds like so much fun. Everything you're describing, it sounds adorable, and it sounds so great for these seniors to experience. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, we're talking with the CEO of Magnolia by the Lakes in Keego Harbor, Dr. Faraday Bagney, talking about the senior prom that's making its way to Magnolia by the Lakes very soon. Now, Dr. Bagney, what ways do you think that this prom is going to help build a sense of unity and camaraderie among the residents?
Well, we do have the concept of family at Magnolia. And at all times, we consider every resident and their loved ones as our family, Magnolia family. And they also consider us as their family. And as an example, my 3 grandsons and one of my granddaughters are attending this event and are going to escort and dance with the residents. So the concept of family is accentuated by the fact that we are bringing their loved ones and my family and the Magnolia staff all together, and they are dancing and celebrating, sitting together, talking, and just remembering what life used to be and talking about it and sharing their memories. I think that brings them a lot closer.
I think you're absolutely right. And it already sounds like this prom event is going to be a huge success for Magnolia by the Lakes. Do you see this prom possibly becoming an annual tradition or maybe expanding in any way in the future?
Well, we would like to make it an annual event, and we will make it an annual event. At the same time, we would like to expand it for the Father's Day. Right now, our Father's Day event is having a picnic on a Magnolia Park on the coast of Cass Lake, and having boating and grilling and the sort of activities that men would like more than women. But we will expand that in the future, and so that we will perhaps combine this prom closer to Father's Day, so that we can have both the male and female residents at Magnolia participate and don't feel that they are left out.
That is amazing. Can't wait to see what's to come with this event. Dr. Bagney, I got one more quick question for you before we let you go. What message would you like to share with other senior living communities who might be inspired to do something similar?
What I would like to advise the other senior centers, that a senior has a life in 2 ways. One is their mental capacity, and the other is the physical capacity. And we should nurture both mentally and physically every resident that comes to our community, regardless of their status, mental status, physical status. And we do that at Magnolia, and we call it Magnolia Magic. And it's very interesting. We talk to every loved one that brings a parent or a loved one here to stay with us. And we tell them, give us 2 months and you will see a different person. And I would like to suggest that all other senior communities consider the mind of a resident just as important as the physical aspect of that resident, and consider nurturing both the mind and the body.
I love that, and let's hope that everyone starts to gain a little bit of that Magnolia magic all throughout the community. Dr. Faraday Bagney, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash
Thank
Live.
you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
I mean, who says only the high schoolers get to experience prom magic? It's going to be so much fun at Magnolia by the Lakes tonight for their senior prom event. I'm going to be there capturing all of the magic and all of the Magnolia magic, as Dr. Bagney said, and I will be showing this on the program tomorrow so you can see all the fun the seniors had for their senior prom. Soul Studio for Michigan is going to be opening on tomorrow, May 22nd, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Friendship Circle's Farber Center in West Bloomfield. The exhibit showcases art by individuals with special needs, highlighting their creative interpretations of Michigan's beauty, landmarks, and culture. I recently spoke with Community Partnership Coordinator with the Friendship Circle, Caitlin Cartwright, and one of the featured artists for the show, Carly Suris, to hear more. Community Partnership Coordinator with the Friendship Circle, Caitlin Cartwright, and one of the featured artists for the show, Carly Suris. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Happy to have you with us and really, really excited to be hearing about this great exhibit coming to West Bloomfield. Caitlin, I'm going to start with you. What makes the West Bloomfield community such a powerful setting for hosting an inclusive art exhibit like Soul Studio for Michigan?
The West Bloomfield community is just such a supportive place. It's wonderful. It's wild to me the amount of people locally that come in to the studio or the cafe here, and they know someone or they have a connection and then they bring their friends and family from out of town across the world to come here. And they always talk about what a beautiful highlight it is for them to be in this space with the art studio for adults with special needs doing really gorgeous creative work.
That's right, and I've been to Soul Studio many times. I've seen all of the incredible artwork. It's such an amazing thing to see the creativity of this community firsthand. Carly, I want to talk to you for a second. What can you tell us about the Michigan memory or place that's inspired your artwork in this year's show?
Well, this is called Patchwork, and I made it with printmaking paper, and then another facilitating artist sewed it together to make a picture. And we were just talking, me and Caitlin, before we got on air, about how it represents the Upper Peninsula, and I totally agree with her, because it kind of reminds me of looking out a window when driving on the Upper Peninsula.
Oh, I love that. And the art looks absolutely beautiful. If you're seeing it right now on Civic Center TV, Caitlin is holding it up. It looks absolutely incredible. And that is just one of the pieces you will be taking a look at for this year's art show. Caitlin, how has the community responded to past exhibits? And what do you hope people will take away from this one in particular?
The art show openings are such an amazing time for the community to come out and check out what's going on. It's kind of the culmination of a lot of really hard work our artists have put in. We prepare months in advance. All the artists are working hard to create a piece of work that's meaningful to them, that's in line with the theme of the show. So they're working hard. It's a time for celebration. We have so many of our artists and their families come in. We have staff come in, and it's kind of like seeing peak Soul Studio. All the magic kind of comes together, and it's really just a happy celebration. And you see gorgeous art and get to talk to the artists about their inspiration.
All the magic comes together. I love that. That absolutely encapsulates everything you see at Soul Studio. Carly, what do you enjoy most about being a part of Soul Studio, and how has it helped you to grow as an artist?
Good question. It's a hard question to answer. But the thing I enjoy most about Soul Studio is, like Caitlin said, the connections that we all make, and the ability to create through our past experiences. And that's what I take away from the Soul Studio, is the ability to connect with my past experiences through art. And it's really just a healing experience. And I really enjoy it here.
Well, that's amazing to hear, and that's amazing to hear of everything that you've gained from Soul Studio. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, we have Caitlin Cartwright with the Friendship Circle, and we have one of their featured artists, Carly Suris, for the upcoming Soul Studio for Michigan Art Gallery that's going to be taking place on May 22nd from 5 to 7 at the Friendship Circle's Farber Center in West Bloomfield. Caitlin, how does Soul Studio help foster connection and understanding between artists with special needs and the Greater West Bloomfield public?
Good question. I think for me, the special needs community, I think, it can be not seen in its full beauty sometimes. In its full richness and capacity and talent. And so staff here, I'm so excited just to be working every day with amazing artists like Carly, and to see her creative juices flowing, get to know her as a person, and in all of her kindness and her volunteer work and her mentorship with others. It's such a beautiful thing to see. So when people come to see the art show, that's what they're seeing. They're seeing a more full, holistic picture of the special needs community and all of the amazing things that are possible.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Carly, if someone sees your art at the show, what do you hope they feel or think about Michigan through your eyes?
I hope they feel like a sense of home and a sense of peace that I've put into this work, because Michigan is just a great place to live. And I feel like, especially with the winters and with the weather conditions, sometimes people tend to have a negative feeling about Michigan. And I hope they see how beautiful this state can be when they look at my artwork.
That's absolutely right. There is so much beauty in this amazing state, and it's amazing that you, Carly, and many other artists are helping to capture that beauty. One more quick question before we wrap things up. Caitlin, what role do local partnerships play in making events like this possible, and how can West Bloomfield residents or businesses get involved?
We would love, the more the merrier. I'm a big believer in partnerships, just kind of helping spread the word. If you're a business that is looking to make your walls a little bit more beautiful and energized, it's a great way to come get an original piece of art for your space, and it tells a story. So it's really art that tells a story, art with a message. We love to partner with people in that capacity of sharing art, doing pop-up gallery events, creating gifts for the people in your networks. We can, I always say with Soul Studio, if we can dream it, we can make it happen. So, these partnerships are super important because they provide funding for our artists. All artists get a 50% commission of every original artwork that's sold, and it's huge for our artists to have their work be appreciated and looked at and purchased by people in the community, and it's just really a win-win.
That's absolutely right. And it's great to continue to have exhibits like this to showcase all of the creativity throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Caitlin, Carly, thank you both so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much.
Another great showcase of artists that's going to be taking place right here in West Bloomfield. Can't wait to see what everybody has out on display in capturing Michigan's true beauty. Recent talks about fluoride in public drinking water have been gaining traction. Utah is set to become the first U.S. state to ban fluoride in public drinking water, despite overwhelming support for fluoridation from dental and public health organizations. I recently spoke with Dr. Warren and Dr. Amira Mae Woodruff, co-owners of the Caring Smiles Family Dentistry, to hear their thoughts on the matter. Dr. Warren Woodruff and Dr. Amira Mae Woodruff, co-owners of Caring Smiles Family Dentistry. Good to have both of you with us today.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you both again. Glad to be getting into this conversation. It's a very important conversation. In light of Utah's decision to ban fluoride in drinking water, how do you plan to educate patients and families in West Bloomfield about fluoride's benefits and safety?
Yes, well, I'm really glad you guys are bringing this topic to light. It's really important, especially hits home for us. But I think it's important to realize that fluoride in water benefits everyone, anyone who ingests it. But my favorite part about it is that it benefits children, and especially babies that aren't even born yet. That's because fluoride in water helps to protect teeth that are forming that haven't even come into the mouth yet. So even in utero, a mother drinking water that's been fluoridated is helping the teeth to come in stronger so they can be more resistant to cavities. That's my favorite part about the benefits. In terms of safety, fluoride is not toxic, and it's actually naturally occurring in water. It's just in the United States, it's at a much lower level than what's beneficial. So we raise it a little bit so that it can be beneficial for everybody. And just so people know, it's raised to 0.7 parts per million, which means that if you had 1 million ounces of water, there's less than 1 ounce that is fluoride.
All right. Very interesting information that everybody can take with them. Warren, I want to throw a question to you. How do you address the dental care needs of patients who may not have regular access to fluoride or preventative treatments, especially those from underserved areas?
Yeah, I believe that access shouldn't determine the health outcomes of patients. If someone is not able to afford to go to their dentist or different reasons why they may not be able to make that visit, there's really a lot of things that they can be doing at home. So we're stressing the importance of making sure people are brushing and flossing correctly, using mouth rinse correctly. But with a lot of those products, we want to make sure that there's fluoride in those products as well. So there's a lot of different mouth rinses. One in particular is called ACT mouth rinse that has fluoride in it. So we really stress the importance of using those products at home. And then when patients do come into the office, we can talk to them about very affordable treatments that we can offer, such as fluoride treatment in office, or sealants, or personalized plans for what they can do at home from different products that they can use that can really make a big difference in the outcome of their oral health.
Awesome. I love that. You're doing so much to educate the general public on these topics, which are very, very important. Here's a question for both of you. With fluoride becoming a political topic, how can local dental practices like Caring Smiles Family Dentistry combat misinformation and promote science-based care in the community? Amira, we'll start with you.
Yes, well, I really think it's unfortunate that it's become so polarizing. And I do think, like what you said, it's because of misinformation. I think it's important that we want to make it clear that we have patients who have all different beliefs. We accept all different beliefs, and there's no judgment on if somebody does not want fluoride for themselves. Right. It's only our job to make sure that we are giving the information that would be best for them, and if they would like to move forward, providing the best care possible. But we do realize it has become so polarizing. It's just so unfortunate because it's such an inexpensive way in the grand scheme of things to affect so many people, especially the, like you mentioned, the underserved, vulnerable populations, the children. And so to take that away is unfathomable.
Yeah, and another thing too, we focus on trust and transparency at our office. So all the decisions we make are always science-based. And one thing that a lot of people may not know is that Grand Rapids was actually the first city in the world to implement fluoride in their drinking water. So the state of Michigan has been a pioneer. This was back in 1945. So the state of Michigan has been a pioneer in promoting oral health and finding the benefits of it as well. So it's our job to continue to promote that science that is dated back, so many decades, almost a half a century ago, that shows the importance of fluoride and how it can prevent cavities and future issues that people may have that don't have fluoride in their water as well.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, we have Dr. Warren Woodruff and Dr. Amira Woodruff from Caring Smiles Family Dentistry here talking about the importance of fluoride in response to recent discussions to possibly ban it from drinking water. Amira, the next question's for you. What role do you think schools and youth programs in Greater West Bloomfield can play in reinforcing the importance of dental hygiene, especially if fluoride access becomes limited in the future?
Yes, that's a great question. There are a number of programs and also businesses that actually go into schools. And so it will be a dental provider, whether it's a dentist or a dental hygienist, who actually does exams. They'll take a look at all the children's teeth. They may provide some quick, easy treatments, whether that's sealants or whether it's applying fluoride. But a lot of times that is the first chance a child has a dental provider to be able to see that there could be something going wrong. And dental caries is the #1 disease in children, and not everybody has access to care. So there's kids at school with dental infections, and some of them can become severe, and it can affect their daily lives and their overall health as well. So we'll see with these programs. Sometimes we'll get patients coming to our office that will have a little form where it says down that somebody saw them on this date, what they found, and that what treatment that they recommend they need treatment. So then we'll do an exam, take x-rays, and then take care of that person. So I think without a lot of those programs, there may be many children who find out too late that there's an issue going on.
That's right. Those programs, very, very important. And like I've been saying, it's good that you're looking out for the kids. Warren, if fluoride access were ever limited locally, what alternative preventative strategies would you recommend to West Bloomfield families to help protect their children's teeth?
Yeah, I mean, a simple message of brushing daily and flossing is something that can go a long way in people at home and in their communities. So that's something that we would really have to make sure that we're stressing the importance of that even more frequently and to families if fluoride were to be limited. I think we love to support any community efforts as possible. We always are going into speaking to the different schools and different community events. And I think just dentists getting together collectively to make sure that everyone in our community understands the importance of their oral health, importance of taking care of their teeth, minimizing candy and other foods and things that can cause cavities is going to just be even more important for us all to have that discussion if fluoride were to be limited.
That's right. All those important practices to keep in mind that we've been hearing for a very long time, all important to remember for the future. I want to thank both of you for coming by and having this conversation with us. One more quick question before we let you go. Do you see yourself or your practice taking on a broader public health role in the community, perhaps working with local officials or school boards when it comes to oral health policy and advocacy?
Well, I actually do think that'd be wonderful to do in the future. Right now, with such a busy practice and an even busier toddler, we have not been involved in actual policy and advocacy outside of what Dr. Warren already mentioned, us going and speaking at schools. We also speak at different events. We'll have a table, and it's more than just passing out our business cards. Every single event we do, we have people coming up who haven't been to the dentist in a long time, or they just have had a fear and they have questions, specific questions, and we talk it through. And even though it might be just small impacts on each individual person instead of a grander scheme of the whole community, we feel that every interaction makes a big difference.
Warren, same question.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what Dr. May said, I think it's also important to find ways to educate the community for people that aren't even our patients. And one thing that we do on our social media is we try to make different posts about different dental education tips and things that people can be doing at home. We have a blog on our website as well. So we're always constantly updating that and giving the most up-to-date recommendations of products to use. On our website, we even have a favorite dental products page we share with the community as well. So all those different things that we want to try to be able to reach as many people as possible, even if they're not our patients or they're not able to come to our office, just continuing that line of open communication. And our doors are always open. So if anybody wants to ever come to our office and meet with us or talk to us, or there are community events that are looking to have people participate or have us speak at, we're always open to that as well.
Well, it's amazing everything you guys are doing, and I hope that this conversation helps to educate people even further. Amira, Warren, thank you both so much for joining us here on The Splash Live.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
A very important conversation, and we thank Amira and Warren for taking the time to speak with me and all of us here at Civic Center TV about this very important matter that's plaguing people all across the United States. We're going to be taking a quick break and get into some more stories tackling things all around Greater West Bloomfield right after this. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be 1 in a million.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Oakland University has officially made standardized test scores for the SAT or the ACT optional for first-year students starting in winter of next year, 2026, following a temporary policy that began back in fall of 2020. The decision aims to increase access to higher education, particularly for students from underrepresented, first-generation, and lower-income backgrounds. Kevin McIntosh from our team recently spoke with Oakland's Director of Admissions, Shane Lewis, to learn all about it.
Director of Admissions for Oakland University, Shane Lewis. Thank you for being here, Mr. Lewis.
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
Now, I remember a time way back when I was going from high school to college in 2007 BC, before Corona, where we had to take these tests. But now it's a little bit different. Can you just talk about what factors influenced Oakland University's decision to make the test optional policy permanent?
Of course. Well, as you mentioned, we have been operating on a temporary test optional basis really since the fall of 2020 in light of the COVID pandemic. So at that time, you may recall, standardized testing just was not available. So we thought, okay, we need to support students. How can we do that in the short term? Let's make tests optional because they can't get back to test or to retest. Now, shortly after, we know the pandemic didn't end right away. So we decided at that time, let's extend this because we don't really know what the future holds. We'll extend it to fall 2025. So for the last couple of years, as we've been approaching fall of 25, which as you know comes in just a few months, we've been really taking a look at this policy and look at the impact of making this potential change permanent in order to really align with what we're seeing with some of the national and the regional trends in college admission.
Okay, interesting. And I would love to explore that. But are there any specific benefits that you're seeing it has for future students?
Of course. You know, we find that for students, there's a lot of anxiety in general with the college application and admission process. So one of the things we've been doing here at Oakland to try to dispel some myths, break down barriers through that process is first and foremost by pursuing permanent test optional admission. One of the other things we did is this last year, we joined the Michigan Assured Admission Pact, otherwise known as MAP, which is basically a consortium of 11 of us public institutions here in Michigan, 11 of the 15, who are essentially assuring to students that if you have a 3.0, we will assure you admission to one of our institutions because, again, there's a lot of anxiety and apprehension about the college application process. And what we're trying to do is to help more students, especially students who might be the first in their families to ever go to school, to see that college really is attainable for them, that they can achieve this. And so, again, test optional admission is one of the ways that we can do that to break down some of the fear, the anxiety over this process and say, look, we know national trends show, and actually Oakland data also shows that high school grades are a much better predictor of whether you're going to be successful in college. That's why all of us have admission standards at all. We want to make sure that when students get to us, that they're going to be successful. Well, grades are really going to tell us much more about a student's ability to be successful than a standardized test. And so that's what we realized. Our faculty and staff agreed, and that's how we got here to this permanent change.
Interesting. You talked about trends and different things that you've noticed in regards to the grades and how it translates from high school to college. What about any key trends or successes you may have observed in applications and enrollments at Oakland University?
Well, for us, we have seen applications continue to grow since the pandemic. We did see a decline in first year and transfer students in 2020 and 2021 during that time. But we've seen some great growth in 22, 23, and 24.
Nice.
So for the last 3 years, we've been seeing growth in new undergraduate enrollment at Oakland, which is a really positive sign. Again, if we hope to meet the governor's goal of getting 60% degree attainment across the entire state of Michigan by the year 2030, we have some work to do. And so our hope is that we're going to continue to encourage more of these students to earn a college degree. We know, again, national research shows that students who complete a bachelor's degree are more likely to have higher lifelong earnings, to live longer, to just be healthier and live more healthy lives. And so why wouldn't we want more students to participate in higher education and earn those degrees so that they can make their best step forward towards the future that they're dreaming of?
Right. It would make sense, ultimately. Yeah, I get that now that you put it in perspective. And with us right here live on The Splash, Director of Admissions from Oakland University, Mr. Shane Lewis, talking about Oakland University officially making standardized test scores optional for first-year students starting in the winter 2026. Don't want to hold you up too much longer. Just a few more questions for you real quick. How do you feel like this change aligns with Oakland University's broader mission of diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education?
Absolutely. So some of the additional national trends we've seen just in regards to standardized testing in general is that a lot of times the tests can be construed as being biased. They support students who are able to afford test prep or to be able to retake those tests many times in order to get the score that they want. And we know that students, again, first-generation college students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, they just don't have access to tools like that. And so they, on the whole, just aren't going to perform as well in the tests. They're not made for them. And so by eliminating this barrier, again, what we're trying to do is focus a bit more on access, making this more accessible to more students who, again, by their high school grades, we show they have the ability to be successful. So why not have faith in them that they can join us on campus, attempt to earn that college degree, and again, work toward that future that they're looking for. I'm a first-generation college student myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here without my university experience. It completely changed who I am as a person. And so I love that we have the opportunity to give that back in a greater way to the Metro Detroit community and Michigan as a whole.
Well said. And just real quick, as the Director of Admissions for Oakland University, do you have any advice you would like to give to high school students in the Greater West Bloomfield community who are preparing their applications under the test optional policy?
My advice, first and foremost, especially for those students who are maybe just starting those high school careers, is to really make sure that you're focusing on those grades, given that we are now one of 7 of the Michigan public universities that are permanently test optional. And so many of us are going to be looking more deeply into how you're performing in the classroom to see whether or not we want to be able to offer you a spot for admission. So I would say focus on your grades. I also would say get out there and visit as many schools as you can. You have to find what is the best fit for you. And so a lot of that is then taking those college tours, going on campus visits, looking at virtual tours if you're not able to get there physically, just making sure that you're exposing yourself to all the fantastic options we have here in Michigan.
Well said, and it means so much more coming from you directly too, sir. And we appreciate your time. Don't want to take up too much more. Like we said, join us right here live on The Splash. Director of Admissions from Oakland University, Mr. Shane Lewis. We appreciate your time and your information, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very important information for everybody to keep in mind as this school year comes to a close, but the next one is right around the corner. Big thank you to Shane Lewis for stopping by and for talking to Kevin and for telling us all of this important information. Some big celebrations and news for one of West Bloomfield's most well-known firefighters. Greg Flynn, Fire Chief of West Bloomfield, has been named the 2025 Fire Chief of the Year by the Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs. This prestigious award recognizes Chief Flynn's outstanding leadership, dedication, and contributions to the fire service. And here to tell us more about the honor is Greg Flynn himself, Fire Chief of West Bloomfield Township. Greg, thank you so much for joining us, and big congratulations on the award.
Oh, Jake, well, thank you very much. It's good to be with you here at the Midwest Fire Rescue Expo here in Novi, Michigan.
Wow, a lot of big stuff going on behind you. Really interested in getting into this. Chief Flynn, how did you feel when you first learned that you were selected as the 2025 Fire Chief of the Year by the Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs?
It's very much a high honor and very humbled to be recognized by your peers across the state in the fire chief position, executive officer positions, received the Chief of the Year award. So I'm thrilled. I was very surprised. I did an excellent job of keeping this well undercover. And it really is. It's a very high point in my professional career. And, you know, Jake, I think it's really important to realize that when an award like this is given to a fire chief or a police chief or one of our department heads in the township, it's a reflection on West Bloomfield Township. It's a reflection on the community that puts their support specifically here behind the fire department and the team at the WBFD, the leadership team that goes out every single day, the boots on the ground that are the real success stories in the community of West Bloomfield, Ego, Sylvan, and Orchard. It really is an honor to serve as the fire chief in those 4 communities, and even a larger honor to work with the men and women of the WBFD.
You are absolutely right. You just hit the nail on the head. It is a great showcase of everything that the West Bloomfield Township has accomplished, and that's all thanks to your leadership. And you've been recognized for your innovative approach to fire safety. What are some of the key programs or strategies you've implemented that you're most proud of?
I think the big thing that we've really worked on over really the last 11 or so years as the fire chief and with the entire team and the chiefs and folks before at the WBFD that have laid the ground, the framework, the foundation. We are today engaging at a level with the community that I really think we haven't seen before. This new initiative of the fire club at the high school and partnering with the school district. Our engagement with civic groups like the Optimist Club and doing the holiday happiness now year after year, and just helping people to recognize that the fire department is bigger than just fire prevention and fire suppression. The scope of work and our integration in the community is vast, and we make an impact. And I think that's what's important, is that we continue to make that impact and that the residents feel that value and the pride that comes with having a WBFD truck in the station or even on their street when the time is in their time of need.
Such great programs that are making a huge impact all throughout Greater West Bloomfield, and all have played such a big role in getting you this Fire Chief of the Year award. But that's not the only award you've recently taken home, because recently you and your fire station received a major honor at the recent Michigan Week celebrations as well, winning the Dr. Seymour Grechko Youth Advocate Award. How has that feeling felt on top of winning this award?
It really was, again, a great sense of pride. That award, for those of us that are very familiar with Michigan Week, that is a very, very high honor. And again, the gratitude to the team at the WBFD that every single day is out there making those engagements meaningful, opening our doors and saying, what does a career look like in the fire service? And come on in and take a tour. And that's for anybody that's exploring that. Or if you have a question, how can we help connect you? If the WBFD isn't the right place, how can we help connect you with where we think that you would be a good fit and would be a good fit for you? So this change in attitude and approach to community service through public safety, I think really we are firing on all cylinders at the WBFD. The township elected officials are behind us. The community's behind us. The team that's doing it feels the momentum. And it really is a great day to be part of the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department.
I'd imagine so, and you're certainly right. Everyone in the West Bloomfield community is behind you, Greg. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm speaking with West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn on his recent award for Fire Chief of the Year at the 2025 Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs. Now, Greg, how would you say that your training has influenced the way you manage your department and respond to community needs? Because that's played a big role in getting you this award.
Well, it's a great segue to where I am right now. All day yesterday, there were speakers from across the country that came into the conference center here in Novi. And that's exactly what we were doing, is engaging with colleagues across the Great Mitten States, but also with colleagues from across the country that are coming in, sharing best practices, sharing innovative ideas that we can use right here in Michigan, but also this collaboration piece, how we can work together. And that's the type of training, education, professional development, Jake, that's going to produce results for West Bloomfield. You know, behind me here, all of the equipment, the state-of-the-art in apparatus, in patient care, in fire suppression, in protection, personal protection equipment for our firefighters. It's here, and it's here with an engaged group of professionals and our volunteers that protect the communities that we live in and the communities that we visit through the summer or through the winter as we travel around the great state of Michigan. So that's how the training has really shaped this. The relationship is where I guess I would leave the response to this question, is the relationships that have been forged over my time with the MAFC and within the fire service have really created these outcomes. And I think really set me up for the opportunity, and I'm very humbled to receive this award and continue to collaborate at a local, regional, state, and federal level for the community of West Bloomfield and communities all across Michigan.
Well said, Greg, and you're absolutely right. Those relationships are very important. And speaking of relationships, obviously you couldn't have gotten there alone. You've credited much of your success to teamwork. What role has your team played in achieving this milestone?
Boy, the gratitude that I have for them and the pride that I take in hearing people talk about, let's look at how West Bloomfield's doing that. That is not the fire chief. That is the team of people that, again, make the day-to-day operations happen. And that's everything from our office staff and our folks at Town Hall, making sure that benefits are there for our employees and the pay is there, to our training programs, to our different initiatives for engagement, our fire prevention, our investigation. All of it, Jake, plays into that. And when we empower our people and create a culture that is supportive of giving them space to be successful, be innovative in their own way, this is the synergy and the energy that comes from being part of the WBFD. And that's really what I hope the legacy is, a legacy that will live on, is that you come to the WBFD for a love of service. There's teamwork there, and also the professional pride that comes with being a firefighter, paramedic. And what a great place, West Bloomfield Township, to come and do that for a career, and all the opportunities that will open up for firefighters even well after I'm gone.
I love hearing that, Greg, and you should be very, very proud of all of your success. I got one more quick question for you before we wrap things up. Now that you've received this prestigious recognition, what's next for you as a leader and public servant here in West Bloomfield?
To continue to connect and mentor with the future of the fire service, and I couple that with to continue to professionally develop myself. There's so much to still learn with how we manage people. And that's what I do in my role, that kind of leadership, management, participation within the organization, and empowering those individuals that are out actively doing and providing the services that we have in West Bloomfield. And even thinking broader than that, but seeing that kind of professional development and growth within our organization gives me great confidence and assurance that the future of the WBFD is strong because of the people that make up the WBFD today, and the community should take great pride in that, and our elected officials should take pride in that, because it's their support that has set us up for that success.
And you can see that success everywhere you look, all throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Greg, thank you so much once again for joining us here on the Splash Live, and once again, congratulations on all of your work.
Thank you.
Really, really excited to be hearing about Greg Flynn's recent success, and very happy for everything that he has done for the West Bloomfield community. But that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. I've been your host, Jake Sheff. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everybody on this team making this great show what it is. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.